Hello fans of Defender Sports, hope you're enjoying the game whether you're a friend or family member of a player or coach or a fan of the university. These players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice, and it shows. But going into each and every game, there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has, and that's a game plan. If these players and coaches are willing to put this much time into planning for a game, how much more important is putting together a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, but if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, we've been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things more important than finances, while being good stewards of the resources God has entrusted to their care. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media. Check out our podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or your favorite podcast app, or schedule a complimentary meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you. Enjoy the rest of the game, and remember to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, on the things in life that matter more than money.
Well, as promised, here we are for game two of our doubleheader. And leading off for the Hastings Broncos will be Sydney Shilkoff. Shilkoff, 0 for 3 in the first game, 408 batting average. And here's the pitch from Haley Wilkin. Ground ball stabbed by Skemper from her knees. Throws over to first base, not in time. An infield single for Shilkoff. So she reaches. Chandler Skemper very nearly comes up with the play. At second base, dives towards the bag, just unable to complete the play. This one is fouled off. Strike one to Rayleigh Geyer. So Rayleigh Geyer settles in. Geyer in the first game, a single and scored a run. Bunt laid down, play is to first, gets the out. And nobody covers third base, and advancing on the play is Shilkoff. So a sacrifice bunt plus an extra base for Shilkoff. Geyer retired 1-4. So the Broncos with a runner in scoring position and one out in the inning. Brings Macy Mays to the plate. Mays with a two-run homer in the first game, producing the 2 runs for the Broncos. And Mays, that was her 4th home run of the year, takes up high. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. So Mays settles in, right-handed batter against Wilkin. Wilkin, pitch down around the knees, strike one, 2-1 the count on the swing and a miss. Defensively for the defenders, And there's the line shot into right field, and that's going to get all the way through to the fence for Mays. Mays takes the turn at first. She's headed for second, and she will hold at second base with a run-scoring double. Scoring Shilkoff easily on the play. Brings Gerhard to the plate. So defensively for Dordt, I think I can give it to you now. Wilkin is on the mound. Haley, good numbers so far this season. 2.68 earned run average, 9-2 this year. 68 innings of work thus far. Here's the pitch, swung on and ground ball, and that's past Lauren Steenstra at first base. Here's the throw home, and Olsen tags her at the plate. On the throw from the right fielder, Kanak, to get the out at home plate. So Mays retired 9-2 on the strike from the right fielder. And Kanak gunned her down, and the throw beat her easily, and Olsen able to get it and make the tag. Steenstra is at first, Skemper is at second, Gruen at short, Torringa at third. Torringa grabs it on the line, throws over to first base in time. Nice play by Steenstra over at first base to make the play. And the side is retired without any more damage being done. The defenders get out of the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and they don't strand a runner. Bases are empty. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Hastings 1, Dordt 0. Back with more after this.
American State Bank is celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we couldn't have made it this far without your support. For us, banking just scratches the surface. We pride ourselves in our commitment to our communities, building meaningful relationships with our customers, and doing our best to have some fun along the way. We're proud to be a locally owned and operated bank, supporting the communities we serve. Thank you for choosing American State Bank. We can't wait to see what the next 50 years have in store.
Due up for the defenders, top of the order as they take their first swings at it. Chandler Scamper to lead things off. Batting second will be Carly Olsen. And Ella Coster will bat third. If anybody reaches, Ivy Terpstra will bat fourth. So Skemper steps in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and a ground ball up the middle. Softly hit. Skemper legging it out. And the throw over to first. Not in time. And Skemper is on with an infield single. Skemper simply beats that one out on the roller behind the mound. Pitcher for Hastings. We'll get that for you in just a moment. Here's that replay. Softly hit enough that it snuck past the pitcher. Second baseman's play was to first base, and she couldn't get the out. Now the bunt laid down. Skemper advances over to second on the bunt by Olsen. So a sacrifice by Olsen. She's retired at first base for the first out of the inning. Brings Ella Coster to the plate with a chance to do some damage. So runner in scoring position for Coster. So Coster takes a pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch to Coster. Changeup misses upstairs. Ball 2. So Kylie Boover on the play, on the mound or in the circle. We expected to see her in game 2. Here's the pitch to Coster, swung on and a bouncing ball. Pitcher's play is to first, not in time. So a couple of infield singles for the defenders as Coster beats the throw over at first base easily. Brings Ivy Terpstra to the plate. So Terpstra batting with runners at the corners now. So Ivy Terpstra will come to the plate. And here's the pitch to Terpstra. Takes a strike. Throw over to second base, not in time. The ball hits the runner, actually. And that'll go as a throwing error against the catcher on the stolen base. So the stolen base, and then you'll put the error in on the runner at third as she scores. It was not a double steal. Because the runner didn't break from third until she saw that the ball had hit the runner, actually. Here's the pitch, up high, ball 1-0 the count. So Coster now on third base. She does get credit for a steal. Skemper scores on the error charged to the catcher on the throw. Got to score it somehow. So Terpstra still batting. Pitch is low and inside. And the count is 1-1. So pitch on the way to Terpstra. Change up, inside corner, strike two. 2-2 the count. 2-2 the count, still getting my defensive alignment. So Terpstra waiting the delivery. Go ahead run for the defenders at third base. Medium depth fly ball. Tagging up on the play, and the center fielder stumbles as she makes the catch. That'll go as a sacrifice fly for Ivy Terpstra. Center fielder Shilkoff had to run. And they will rule that Coster stayed. They appeal the play over at third base, and Coster hustled back to the bag. Center fielder Shilkoff might have had a play, but she stumbled, and so a sacrifice fly to the center fielder, and the defenders get their second run of the inning and of the game for that matter. And Emma Garoon comes to the plate. Always a lot to take care of in between games. Here's the pitch to Groon. Dordt playing with a 2-1 lead. Ground ball up the middle by Groon, and that's a single. So Emma Groon on with a single. And that will bring Lauren Steenstra to the plate. Steenstra playing first base today. She made a dandy play back in the first inning. Had to use all of her frame to reach out and get that last throw. Pitch is swung on and missed, strike one. Taylor Canuck in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss on the changeup. Steenstra out in front of that one. So nothing into the count. Here's the pitch, and a line drive softly hit. Shortstop up with it. Throws over to first base in time by a step, and Steenstra retired 6-3 for the third out of the inning. Dordt gets a couple of runs, though. They get 2 runs on 2 hits. Beg your pardon, 3 hits. And 1 error factored into the scoring. The defenders now with a 2-1 lead as we head to the top of the second. Back with more after this.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy. And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
Ball one, so Sir, left-handed batter. And here's the pitch, swung on and hit off of the hands and off of the dome and drops in foul territory. Strike two, 1-2 the count. So 1-2 the count, and this one's lifted in the air left field, medium depth, and making the play on the run is Ivy Terpstra for the out. Taylor Sir retired for the second out of the inning and brings Lauren Schneider to the plate. So Skinner, the batter. So Skinner, the batter, takes a ball. Swung on and sharply hit ball past the diving Emma Grun into left field, and that's a base hit. So Skinner with a base hit brings the top of the order for Sydney Shilkoff. So Shilkoff will step in. And a line drive to left field, and that's going to get through for extra bases as well. They get the ball back into the infield. Could have a play at the plate. Grun, strong throw, and they get the runner at home plate. So the defenders get out of the inning with Skinner getting thrown out. That'll go 7-6-2 on the relay to get the out. And the Dordt defenders able to get out of the inning, allowing just one run, I believe. Or didn't a run score on that play? One run scored on one hit. And there you see the replay of it as the throw comes in. Actually, the center fielder, Cox, was the one who threw the ball into the infield from the seat of her pants to get the out. And the Dordt defenders head to the bottom of the second inning. Our score, 2-2 with Hastings.
Family, farm, business, community. People's Bank, where values matter.
Well, the Dordt defenders able to dodge big trouble in the second inning as they throw a runner out at home plate for the second time. Throw over to first base from the right fielder, not in time, and that'll go as a base hit for the Dordt defenders and Taylor Canuck. Canuck beats it out. And the Dordt defenders get their leadoff batter on. Brings Bryn Torringa to the plate. Torringa shows bunt, lays it down. It's a good one. Third baseman's play is to first for the out. And Torringa is retired on the sacrifice. That will get scored 5-4 for the first out of the inning. Canuck now at second base. Brooklyn Cox will come to the plate. So the defenders, Brooklyn Cox, part of that play to end the inning where the center fielder raced over, had a little bit of trouble getting control of the ball after the single. Dove to stop it from getting to the fence. That was a heads-up play. And then threw it back into Emma Grun, who had a strong throw, and it was on the money to Carly Olson to record the out at home. This one's a bouncer, third base side, and no chance. An infield single for Brooklyn Cox as she legs it out, and Taylor Canuck now at the corner. She's at third, so Cox with another infield single. Dordt, their third infield single already in this contest. Brings Chandler Skemper to the plate. Skemper singled and scored a run back in the first inning. One of two runs for the defenders. We're tied 2-2 currently. And a stolen base for Brooklyn Cox, no throw. So the pitch was up high to Skemper. Ball one, 1-0 the count. And that pitch is up high, ball two. 2-0. 2-0 the count. And here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. It's 2-1. Two and one the count with one down. Here's the pitch. And that misses outside, ball three, 3-1. That one felt like it had a little extra pop on it from Boover. Here's the pitch and a change up, and that's in for a called strike to Skemper. She thought it was inside the way it looked. And the count now 3-2 to Skemper. Runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fights that one off. Down around the knees. And the count remains full at 3-2. Three and two the count. Boover looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. Fights another one off, does Skemper, hanging in there. And the count remains 3-2. So 3-2 the count. Here's the pitch, and that one hits Skemper. So Skemper takes that one off of the left leg, hit by the pitch, and that loads the bases. Brings Carly Olson to the plate. So Olson batting here with a chance to do some damage. Corners will creep in at first and third. Now the first baseman backing off a little bit. And here's the pitch on the way from Boover. That's inside, ball one. 1-0 the count. So Gerhard over at first base. She's playing closer to the bag now. Here's the pitch, change up, and Olson takes it for a strike. 1-1, and that is where Boover has been effective here in this inning now, changing speeds. Boover's had a pretty good season on the hill. Here's the pitch, swung on off of the hands, could score a run, they'll come home with it. Throw home is in time. So fielder's choice where Carly Olson reaches. Canuck is retired 5-2 on the force play. That's out number 2 and brings Ella Coster to the plate with the bases still jammed. So Bover is 8-6 this season with a 3.13 earned run average. 91 inning pitch. And that one's down low, ball one. 1-0 the count. So Coster trying to unlock the 2-2 tie. Swung on, ground ball softly hit, throw over to first base. Not in time. Well, was it in time? It was. They rule her out, and Coster retired on the ground out to the left side of the infield. So the defenders threaten, but they strand 3. No runs. 1 hit, 2 hits, and no errors. We've played 2. We're still tied 2-2. Back with the third inning right after this. I thought she was safe.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
Well, the defenders could use a 1-2-3 inning here. Alexa Kapaska is pitching, so we have a pitching change for the defenders. Alexa Kapaska on in relief. And first pitch is a ball. So Kapaska on in relief, 2-1 this season, 29 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts, a 1.65 earned run average. Pitches in for a called strike, 1-1 the count. Freshman getting her feet wet this season, in relief mostly. And here's the pitch, swung on, ground ball. Grun up with it, bobbles it, and that'll go as an error. Geyer reaches on the play. Looked like a relatively routine play that time for Grun, but just bounced off of the heel of her glove the way it looked. So the Broncos threatening with Macy Mays at the plate. Mays had a double in her last at bat. Now Kapaska does keep it down pretty well. And here's the pitch from Kapaska. That a rise ball gets away from her. Ball one, 1-1 the count. And here's the pitch from Kapaska. This one's fouled off. Out of play. And here's the pitch again from Kapaska. That one's off of the hands. Third baseman's play is to first in time. Toringa to Steenstra for the out. Mays is retired. 5-3 for the first out of the inning. Brings Gerhard to the plate. And Gerhard grounded out to the third baseman in her last at bat. Here's the pitch. That one's up and away. Ball one. 1-0 the count. So 1-0 the count. And Lena Gerhard takes that one off the elbow, and she leaned into that one. That one's going to smart a little bit. So Gerhard hit by the pitch. Holding that left arm limply at her side for the moment. Geyer takes her spot at second base. See if Gerhard can continue or if they'll run for her. Looks like we will have a and no numbers on the front of the Hastings uniform, so can't make it out. Thank you. That is number 4 for the Broncos. Nicole Halsey. She's going to run. Give Gerhard a chance to gather herself. Took that one off of the left arm. I'm not sure if it caught the elbow or just simply the back of her bicep. Or back of her upper arm, tricep, I guess. And this one's a line drive into center field, and up with it is Cox, throws it back in, and the runners hold. Hastings has had a couple of the runners thrown out at home plate already, so they play it close to the vest that time. So Mudloff with a single up the middle. Brings Boover to the plate with an opportunity to help her own cause. So Bover batting with the bases loaded and fouls this one off, out of play. And Bover takes a ball up high. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. Kapaska able to sneak that one by her. And so now 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Kapaska. Swung on and fouled off. Back to the screen. And the count remains 1-2. 1-2 the count. Bases are full. Taylor Sir waits in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Kapaska records the strikeout, out number 2 of the inning. And that brings Taylor Sir to the plate. Well, I see the trainer walking with ice and the plastic wrap, so I'm guessing that might be it for the first baseman, Gerhard. First pitch is in for a called strike, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, stabbed, and the Toringa doesn't have a play, so that'll go as an infield single. Scoring the run. Toringa did a nice job of stabbing it, but she didn't have a play at third. There was nobody there to cover it. Groon was coming over, but the runner had a better jump on it, and she didn't have a chance of getting the runner at first, so serve with an RBI single. Brings Lauren Schneider to the plate. So Schneider will step in. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Schneider. Schneider a single in her last at bat. Dordt trying to stay away from the big inning. Stay away from the crooked number, if you will. Here's the pitch. Outside. Dordt trailing 3-2 here in the top of the third inning. Alexa Kapaska on in relief of Haley Wilkin. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. So any run that scores from here on out is an unearned run as well, because that first batter of the inning reached on an error where the out should have been recorded. So everything is unearned here. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Kapaska gets out of the inning, striking out 2. But the Broncos retain the lead. 3-2 with an unearned run in the top half of the third inning. We go to the bottom half of the third, due up for the defenders. 3, 4, 5 hitters, Koster, Terpstra, Grun. When we're back, I beg your pardon, 4, 5, 6 hitters, Terpstra, Grun, Steenstra. When we're back right after this.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy.
Ivy Terpstra to lead things off for the defenders. Dordt trailing 3-2. And so the defenders playing from behind. Feels like they've played from behind more than not here in game number 2. Granted, we're only in the top of the third inning. Terpstra goes after one a little bit high. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Emma Grun waiting in the on-deck circle. Bover is the pitcher. And here's the pitch, up high and away. Ball 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count. Well, what was shaping up to be one of the busier weekends of the spring. Here's the pitch. Softly hit line drive, and the first baseman makes the play. And that is, checking who the first baseman is now for. So they brought Macy Mays to play first base. So now the DP no longer in play. So Macy Mays over at first base. And Emma Grun ahead in the count, 1-0. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 1, 1-1 the count. Dordt trailing 3-2. And here's the pitch. That one misses outside. Ball 2, 2-1. So 2-0 the count. To Emma Grun. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So that's a strikeout, and that is the first strikeout of the ball game. Out number 2. First strikeout for Boover. Steenstra will step in. Steenstra back in the first inning, a ground out. Hits this one off of the ceiling. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. The defenders trailing in this one 3-2. 6 hits thus far for Hastings, 5 for the defenders, so 11 total. That one's up high. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. So 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on and fought off, foul. So Steenstra, 2 down in the inning, bases are empty. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and here's the pitch. Misses inside. Ball 2, 2-2. Here's the pitch, and that's a line drive to left field, and for Steenstra, it could be extra bases. Nope, they're going to hold her at first base. Left fielder got over there in a hurry. Nice play of keeping it out of the corner. That was Lauren Schneider. And coming to the plate for the defenders now will be Canuck. So Canuck a single in her last at bat. Steenstra the single, the 6th hit of the game for the defenders. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 the count. So 1-0 the count. Canuck, Toringa, Cox in that order if Dordt can keep the inning going. 2 down in the frame. Pitch is up and away. Ball 2, 2-0. The defenders currently 6-1 in the conference. Here's the pitch. That's low, ball 3. Everybody's chasing Northwestern right now in the league. They're undefeated at this point. Canuck did not play in game 1, playing right field here in game 2. And that's in for a called strike. Canuck taking all the way on the 3-0 pitch. Now 3-1. Bover into the wind, and this one's lined into right field, and that'll drop foul. So now 3-2. So 3-2 pitch on the way. Here it is. Change up. That's in for a called strike 3. And Canuck caught looking for out number 3 of the inning. Out number 2 via strikeout. And the defenders are retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 3 complete. Hastings leads 3-2. Back with the 4th inning right after this.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
Skinner will lead things off for the Broncos. Dordt won game 1, 4-2 today. And if you weren't with us for that one, nicely played ball game by both teams. Here's the pitch. Dordt trailing in this one 3-2. Dordt 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors in game 1. Hastings 2, 2-0. One of them a 2-run home run. They made the most of those 2 base hits. Abby Kramer struck out 9 in the win. Dordt had several extra base hits. Alexica Pasco on to work her 2nd inning. So Skinner batting to lead off the inning. And here's the pitch, swung on and fought it off, foul again. And the count is even at 2-2. So 2-2 the count with Skinner batting. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Kapaska fans are third, out number 1 of the inning. And brings Shilkoff to the plate. Top of the 4th inning. Thus far for the defenders, 2 runs on 6 hits with an error. Hastings 3-6-1. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball 1, 1-0 the count to Shilkoff. Shilkoff singled back in the 2nd inning, singled and scored a run in the 1st inning. Follows that one off on the bunt attempt. That one might have caught Carly Olson. So Carly Olson got nicked by that bunted ball that went foul. And Coach Jeff Zomer over to make sure she's okay. Catchers take a lot of punishment behind the plate, and Olson that time. Not sure if it caught her hand or arm, but and at the moment, Olson says she is good to continue. So Olson settles back in behind the plate. And here's the 1-1 pitch, swung on, slapped, left side. Toringa up with it, throws over to first in time. Shilkoff retired 5-3 for the 2nd out of the inning. And brings Ray Geyer to the plate. And looks like, I think Olson might have actually caught that one on the chest protector. I don't know if the chest protector maybe got pushed a little bit to the side through the course of play, and she didn't have that protection when the ball struck her body. She's still feeling it, it appears. And timeout called for and granted to Rayleigh Geyer. So 1-0 the count. One and nothing the count. And here's the pitch. In there for a called strike 1. 1-1 the count. Geyer 1 for 3 in game 1 today with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. Checked her swing. Called a strike. And it is now 1-2. So 1-2 the count with 2 down. Change up misses upstairs. Ball 2, 2-2. Geyer reached on a single back in the first game and then scored on a home run. Also a couple of base hits today in game 2. Swings and misses though in Kapaska. 4 strikeouts. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. To the bottom of the 4th we go. Hastings 3, Dordt 2. Back with more after this.
We're in a town that's very progressive. We're grateful for that. We have a lot of entrepreneurial spirits in town here.
Well, the one thing you get from Sioux Center that you don't see in larger cities is that small town support. If you bring a business to Sioux Center, everyone wants to know your name. What's your background? Where are you from? What brought you here? Why are you coming to Sioux Center? And they want to support you for that. People spend locally. They want to be loyal and they want to help out other loyal customers. It's a place that is for young professionals
We opened our practice about 2.5 years ago. My wife and I moved here from South Dakota to be a part of the Sioux Center community, and we've grown here since then.
I love Sioux Center because of the connections you have here. People want to see you succeed. People are here to encourage you. It's always growing. I mean, it's a safe spot.
Due up for the defenders leading off the inning. Here's a slow roller left side and just in time to get the out. Retired on the play was Torringa. Brings Brooklyn Cox to the plate. So Torringa retired for the first out of the inning on the ground out to the left side. That pitch is in for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Brooklyn Cox. So Dordt trying to cook up a rally here, trailing by a run. And here's the pitch, swung on off of the hands, past the pitcher, second baseman, up with it, throws over to first base, not in time. And that'll go as an infield single for Cox. And she stays put on the throw that got away from the first baseman. Even if that throw is on the money, I don't believe they're getting Brooklyn Cox in that situation. And that brings Chandler Skemper to the plate with one out in the inning and a runner on first base. Let's see if Dordt can get that equalizer back. Trailing 3-2 in this one. Here's the pitch, and Skemper takes up high. Ball one, 1-0 the count. 1-0 the count to Skemper. Olson winning the on deck circle. Skemper flirting with 300 this season. 299 batting average. Here's the pitch. Squares around, shows bunt, pops it into the air, and the catcher makes the play. Throws over to first base, and Cox heads up on the play. Able to get back in time. Thought maybe she was going to be hung out there with nowhere to go, and Carly Olson comes to the plate now. Cox, though, saw that the bunt wasn't down, and she dove back to the bag. And Carly Olson calls for time. Actually, I think the catcher called for time. Olson will step back into the box. And here's the pitch. Misses inside, didn't miss by much. Ball one, 1-0 the count. 1-0 the count, 2 outs in the inning. Carly Olson batting. She reached on a fielder's choice back in the second inning. And here's the pitch. And a stolen base on the play. Racing over is Brooklyn Cox to get into scoring position. Cox this season, 11 stolen bases entering play today. Second on the team to Chandler Skemper's 23. 2-0 pitch on the way to Carly Olson, so hitter's count here. Here's the 2-0 pitch, changeup. In there for a called strike. It's 2-1. That is Boover able to change speeds and has kept Dordt off balance. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that one's fouled off. Count goes to 2-2. Carly Olson this season, a .263 batting average. 14 RBI entering play today with 21 hits. She's the everyday regular catcher for the defenders as well. Here's the pitch, swung on opposite way, foul ball. Count remains 2-2. So Carly Olson steps back in, 2-2 pitch on the way, and that one's high and away. Ball 3-2. Well, Cox with very good speed at second base. She's going to score with 2 outs on a base hit. She'll be off on contact. So 2-2 pitch on the way. Here it comes from Bover. And this one's fouled off. And the count is 2-2. So the 2-2 pitch on the way to Olson. Carly, and fouls it off again. Similar location over into the Dordt dugout. So 2-2 pitch on the way. And beg your pardon, that was a 3-2 pitch, and Olson takes it for a ball. She walks. So runners at first and second. Still with 2 down, and brings Ella Coster to the plate. Runners will be moving on contact with 2 down. And so Coster awaits the delivery. Here's the pitch, and hit high in the air, and that one's going to hit off of the ceiling and drops as the second baseman gave it a go, Mudloff, but she was unable to get it off of the ceiling. So dead ball, strike 1, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count to Coster. And here's the pitch, outside and low, ball 1, 1-1 the count. One and one the count. Runners at first and second for the defenders. Opportunity here. They had bases loaded back in the third inning. Came up with nothing. That one's off of the hands. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. Well, Coster batting .452 entering play today. She's cooled off a little bit. She was up around 500 earlier this season. That's a tough pace to keep up, especially when you're not a slap hitter. You're not purely contact. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball 2, 2-2 the count. Coster this season, 7 doubles, 3 triples, 3 homers entering play today. She had a single back in the first game. And Coster, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Coster goes down swinging. Strikeout number 3 for Bover. Out number 3 of the inning. And the defenders are retired with multiple runners on base for the second inning in a row. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Our score still Hastings 3, Dordt 2. Back with more after this.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry-out, or delivery.
Alexa Kapaska working into her 3rd inning now for the defenders. Dordt trailing 3-2, trying to keep it there and hopefully can break through with some offense in the last 3 innings. Bover has been more effective as the game has gone along. Macy Mays, who's now playing first base, batting. Double and a ground out. And Coster delivers a ball, 3-0. 3-0 to Mays. Mays entered today, .274 batting average. Has done some damage today, though. A homer and a double already in the 2 games combined. Mays. Taking all the way there, I believe. Here's the pitch, swung on, sharply hit. Up with it is Gruen, over to first in time. Mays is retired 6-3 for the first out of the inning. And that will bring new batter in for Hastings. This will be Sophia Haverkamp. So Haverkamp will bat in the spot originally occupied by Elena Gerhard. So Haverkamp batting. Haverkamp this season, just 2 at-bats. She pitched game 1. Here's the pitch. That's a ball, 1-1. So Haverkamp, the pinch hitter. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 1-2 the count. Mudloff waiting in the on-deck circle. And that pitch is down low, ball 2, 2-2. So 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and sharply hit over near the on-deck circle. And the count is 2-2. So the 2-2 pitch on the way. Just misses inside, ball 3. 3-2. Swung on, ground ball. Grun deep in the hole, throws over to first in time. And Haverkamp retired 6-3 for the second out of the inning. Brings Mudloff to the plate with the bases empty. Nice play by Grun, ranging to her right, long throw. Pitch misses inside, ball 1, 1-0 the count. And here's the pitch, swung on, fouled off. And the count is now 1-1. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Well, in case you're just joining us, an eventful afternoon. We started the day planning on softball at Open Space Park outdoors. It was actually a pretty nice spring day most of the day. Rain shower moved through, and then another one built up behind it with a little bit of thunder and lightning in it. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball sharply hit right side past the diving Chandler Skemper into right field for a 2-out single. And that'll bring Boover to the plate. Boover so far hit by a pitch, and she struck out. So 0 for 1 officially. That pitch misses. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. So 1-0 the count. Kapaska into the wind. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off. Strike 1, 1-1. So as I was saying, we had rain, we had a little bit of thunder and lightning, and after about 90 minutes of, okay, let's wait and see what this does. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. The decision was made to move inside the ASB Sports Complex and took a little bit of time to get things set up, but can't say enough about everybody just doing their jobs well. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In there for a called strike 3. Throw down to second base. That's the third out of the inning. Wondered why everyone froze, but that's strikeout number 5 for Kapaska, out number 3 of the inning. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Due up for the defenders. It'll be Terpstra, Grun, and Steenstra. 5, 6, 7 hitters. Starting to run out of opportunities. Down to the final 9 outs. Back with more from the ASB Sports Complex right after this.
At Premier Communications, we're all about connection. connecting you to all the entertainment, work, and family you love with our phone, internet, cable TV, and tech support services. And now, that connection has gotten even faster with internet speeds up to 1 gig. Experience the next level of connection with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call toll-free 800-741-8351. Premier Communications, looking ahead.
Ivy Terpstra to lead things off for the defenders. Terpstra, fly out to center and a line drive out to the first baseman. Right-handed batter and a sharply hit ball and stabbed, and Mays makes the play and Terpstra hits it on the nose. But Mays able to stab it over at first base. Steps on the bag unassisted for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring Grun to the plate with the bases empty. Dordt still trailing 3-2. So Dordt won game 1 4-2, and that was a pitcher's duel. Dordt had 6 hits. Hastings had 2, one of them a 2-run homer. The other 2 hits, they managed to get them back to back. Single and a home run. Grun takes a ball, 2-0 the count. Steenstra in the on-deck circle. Canuck will bat if the inning can be extended. Grun a single back in the first inning. Fouls that one off. Sometimes breaks don't go your way, and that time Terpstra, leading off the inning, hit it hard. And man, if that's just a foot further towards the bag, she's probably standing on second or third base with nobody out. Instead, she's retired unassisted. And Grun batting here now with the count at 3-1. Here's the pitch, and she checks her swing. And I must have miscounted on my count. That's the one thing here indoors. We don't have the benefit of the scoreboard to double check the count against. So the count went to full 3-2, and Grun takes one that skips in the turf for a base on balls. And brings Lauren Steenstra to the plate. So Steenstra batting with a runner on first base, shows bunt and pushes it foul. Strike one, 0-1 the count. So the defenders here playing to move the runner up with 1 out. 0-1 the count. See if Steenstra, shows bunt again, lays it down. It's a good one. Throw over to first base, skips in the turf, but right into the glove of the second baseman, Mudloff. So Steenstra retired on the sacrifice, 1-4. Grun now at second base, and Taylor Canuck will come up with a runner in scoring position and 2 down. So Canuck awaiting the delivery. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike, 0-1 the count. Well, the Dome has become basically the home field for the Defender softball team. Right now, only scheduled to play 1 doubleheader outside. Throw over to first base in time, and Canuck is retired on the soft pop fly that dropped behind the pitcher. She's retired. On the throw out to first base, Geyer to Mays for the 3rd out of the inning, and the side is retired. Dordt gets a runner, but that's it. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. To the 6th we go. 3-2, Dordt still trailing. The Hastings Broncos back with more right after this.
At Premier Communications, we're all about connection, connecting you to all the entertainment, work, and family you love with our phone, internet, cable TV, and tech support services. And now, that connection has gotten even faster with internet speeds up to 1 gig. Experience the next level of connection with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call toll-free 800-741-8351. Premier Communications, looking ahead.
Alexa Kapaska on. She's in her 4th inning of relief. Been pretty effective here this evening. Pitch is on the inside corner. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. For Kapaska, her numbers thus far: 3 innings pitched, 1 run, 3 hits, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. She relieved Haley Wilkin, who went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits. And here's the pitch, in there for a called strike. 2-2 the count. So 2-2 the count. Kapaska swung on, and that one foul tipped, and Olson unable to keep it in the mitt. And the count remains 2-2. In the top of the 6th inning, it's Sturr, Schneider, and Skinner for the Broncos. Swung on, hit in the air, in fair territory, and Emma Groon running in from shortstop, trying to make the play off of the ceiling, and she tried to trap it with her bare hand in the glove and took a bad hop, if you will, off of the plastic. And second chance here for Sturr. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Kapaska changes speeds that time. Strikeout number 6, out number 1, and brings Schneider to the plate. I've got to think if Dordt can get even or get a run in the bottom of the 6th, might see Abby Kramer again. So far, Kramer not throwing, but looks like she might be limbering up. 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count with 1 down in the inning. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. That one was up around the letters, and Lauren Schneider, judging by her body language, thought that maybe that one was a little high. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Low and away, ball 2, 2-2. Did I say 1-1 earlier? It was 1-2, and then she takes for a ball, 2-2. So it's even, 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit in the air, and that one's going to drop onto the makeshift barricade we have above us to protect us from those foul balls. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, hit in the air, and that one's going to drop off of the banner hanging above the Dordt dugout area. Bench area, I guess. Can't call it a dugout. There's no dugout about it. It's just a bench area. Field level. And checking her swing and taking is Schneider. And she has worked the count to full at 3-2. 3-2 the count. And the pitch is low, ball 4. The walk is issued. That's the first walk surrendered by Alexa Kapaska tonight. Brings Sam Skinner to the plate with a runner on first base. So 1-1 the count. Showing bunt, pushing it down. Third baseman up with it. Throws over to first, so Toringa makes the play. Skinner retired on the sacrifice. 5-4 for the second out of the inning. And the defenders defend the bunt, the bunt a little bit better that time, where they had somebody covering third immediately, not allowing the base runner to move up another 60 feet. And a line drive up the middle, and up with it is Cox. The throw home, and it's the runner decides to retreat. Schneider back to third base. So Shilkoff delivers a single. Still 2 down in the inning and runners at the corners, and Cox delivered a strike, and if the runner had continued on, Olson would have been waiting with the ball. Pitch is low, ball 1, 1-0 the count. Shilkoff tattooed that one up the middle. So the defenders trying to keep it within 1 here, trailing 3-2. 1-0 pitch on the way. Ball 2, 2-0. And you really want to get this batter because waiting in the on-deck circle is Macy Mays, and she's hit the ball hard so far today for the Broncos. Top of the 6th inning, 3-2. And here's the 2-0 pitch. Just misses down low, ball 3, 3-0. Strike zone feels like maybe getting squeezed a little bit, especially the lower half. Some of those pitches felt like those were strikes earlier in the game. Down around the knees. Last ones have been called balls, 3-0. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike. It's 3-1. Well, we'll be back at it tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock start time, if everything goes according to plan at least. Dordt will be playing Doane. Hastings will be playing Northwestern, both here at the Dome, the ASB Sports Complex, as it's officially known. And the pitch is upstairs, ball 4, and the walk is issued. Now you're sitting on a powder keg with 2 outs, but the bases are loaded. Second base on balls given up by Kapaska here. And Coach Jeff Zomer is going to call for time and talk things over with his pitcher, catcher, and his infielders. And there you saw that single that put runners at the corners, and the strong throw by Cox. So there are 2 down in the inning. The defenders trailing 3-2, and they want to keep it close. Well, I take back what I said about it being a little bit warmer in here. It's cooled off. Once the sun went down, nighttime takes over and getting a little chillier now. Still probably better than it would have been outside, though, today. Not optimistic we would have been able to get those games in their entirety. So bases are loaded. There are 2 outs, and Macy Mays is the batter facing Alexa Kapaska. Hastings trying to get a little bit of breathing room. And here's the pitch on the way. Down low, gets away from Olson, and a run's going to score on the wild pitch. So the force plays are off now. The wild pitch allows the run to score. Olson unable to knock it down as that one squirts back to the fencing. And here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. It's 2-2. Two and one, you beg your pardon. 2-1 as we get the corrected count from our umpire. 2-1 pitch on the way. And that misses upstairs. Ball 3, 3-1. The defenders now trailing by 2, 4-2. So 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And the walk is issued. So Macy Mays with the base on balls, the third base on balls surrendered in this inning by the defenders. That is translated into the bases being loaded and one out, and that one down around the knees. That one gets called a strike. 1-1. That one. So now 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, bouncer back to Kapaska. She traps it, throws over to first base, and somehow the defenders get out of the inning without any more damage being done. Just 1 run surrendered on 3 walks and a base hit. So the Broncos take a two-run lead at 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Due up for the defenders, it will be a pinch hitter for Torringa, Cox, and then Skemper. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up when we're back in a moment.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today. Serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
Well, Aurora Tyson will bat. She'll be a pinch hitter for Torringa. And for Aurora Tyson, a .352 batting average coming into the game. And here's the pitch. Low, ball 1, 1-0 the count. So 1-0 the count to Tyson. Dordt needs a couple. And they've got 6 outs to work with. Pitch is low, ball 2. 2-0. So 2-0 the count on the way to Tyson. And that one's in for a called strike, 2-1. Track and field team in Sioux City at the relays today. Baseball was supposed to play Jamestown. They got pushed back to Monday and Tuesday of next week. Tyson, ground ball, shortstop up with it, snaps it over to first in time. And she's retired, 6-3 for the first out of the inning. And that will bring Brooklyn Cox to the plate. Runner was out by a step or so. So Cox awaits. Pitch is inside. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Well, the defender's running out of chances here. You're going to turn the order over, so you're going to get the top of the order one more chance at it realistically. Pitch misses, low and away. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. So Bover been pretty effective on the mound. She has thrown nearly 100 innings. Ground ball. Throw over to first base, not in time, and Cox legs out the infield single. Geyer fielded it cleanly, just couldn't get it over to first base in time. Not sure what more she could have done in that situation, and a bang-bang play over at first base. And so now the defenders with a runner on first base. And we've got a conference on the mound where the pitcher and catcher and the infielders will talk things over. Top of the order due up for the defenders after Cox's infield single. So Chandler Skemper comes to the plate with a runner on first base. And Skemper represents the tying run. Skemper takes a ball, 1-0. So 1-0 the count. And the pitch is up high, ball 2-0. Skemper earlier tonight, a single in the first. Hit by a pitch in the second. Popped out to the catcher trying to bunt in the fourth. Batting here with a 2-0 count on the way from Boover. And that's up high, ball 3-0. 3-0 the count. Boover so far in this one, 2 runs on 8 hits. Neither one of the runs earned. Struck out 3 and walked 2. Here's the pitch to Skemper. Takes a ball. So now the defenders with runners on first and second. And that is the third base on balls surrendered. So 1 out in the inning. Runners on first and second now. And Carly Olson batting. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. Let's see if Dordt's able to move the runners around. Good speed on the base paths. So a single probably scores 1 and puts some pressure on. Ground ball stabbed at by the pitcher. Throw over to first base. Not in time. Well, Carly Olson legs out an infield single. She ran like she was shot out of a cannon. So now the base is jammed with 1 out. Ella Coster coming into the plate for the defenders. Dordt's had their chances today. Couple of innings. One inning they had the bases loaded. Another they had runners, 2 runners on. They've stranded their share tonight. Here's the pitch to Coster and slaps that one foul. Just past Ivy Terpstra in the on-deck circle. Oh, 0-1 the count. Terpstra. And that pitch misses up high and away. Ball 1-1 the count. Well, the defender's trying to put a threat together here. They're threatening, but Hastings trying to close the door. Bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on off of the slow roller. Throw it home. Not in time, and the defenders get a run. It has not been power by any means tonight. I think we score that a single because the third baseman did not make the quick. She had no chance of getting the runner at home. It was almost like a bunt in effect. So a single is how we will score it. Change up in there for a called strike to Terpstra. So the defender's still down a run, 4-3. But a base hit changes things. Runner on second is Olson. Runner on third is Skemper. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 the count to Terpstra. Well, you want Grun to have a chance too, but Terpstra, a line out in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1-2 the count to Terpstra. Dordt with the tying run 60 feet away with 1 out in the inning. And here's the pitch from Boover. Swung on and a slow roller again. The play is to first base. Score is tied, though, as the run scores on the fielder's choice. And Terpstra retired 5-3 for the 2nd out of the inning. Everybody moves up, though. So Skemper scores on the play. It's an RBI. And Emma Grun is the batter. And here's the pitch to Grun. That one misses inside. Ball 1-0 the count. Well, I would not be surprised to see with first base open here that maybe they walk Grun. We'll see. 1-0 the count. 4-4 our score. Here's the pitch. Down low and inside. Ball 2-0. Well, you'd love to see Dordt take the lead here, and maybe you come back with Abby Kramer in the 7th to try and close it. Grun awaiting the delivery. Here's the pitch. Change up in there for a called strike one. 2-1. That has been the most effective pitch for Boover tonight. Has been that change up. Able to disguise it very well. And the defender's unable to jump on it. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2. So there are 2 outs in the inning. Grun is the batter. We're tied 4-4. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. And this one's fouled off. And she remains alive. So Emma Grun still batting. She walked in her last at-bat, stranded at second base in the 5th inning. Had a single back in the 1st. And 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the defenders are retired, but not before they tie it. So the defenders get 2 runs, 3 hits. I don't think the ball left the infield, though. 3 infield singles for the defenders. We go to the top of the 7th inning, due up for the Hastings Broncos. Muddleoff, Boover, Stir, when we're back in 1 minute. Well, looks like Abby Kramer is on to pitch in relief here in the top of the 7th inning with our score tied. And here's the pitch, swung on, and that one is hit off of the roof in foul territory. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 1-1. Muddleoff, Boover, and Stir due up. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball back to Kramer. Up with it, throws over to first in time. So Muddleoff is retired. 1-3 for the first out of the inning. So 4-4 our score. And Boover, the batter, swung on. That one's off of the hands. Strike 1, 0-1 the count as she fouls it off into the bench area. Boover is 0 for 2 today. Struck out looking, struck out swinging. So Alexa Kapaska's night is over. Here's the pitch. She goes 4 innings. That pitch in for a called strike. It's 0-2. She goes 4 innings, gives up 2 runs on 4 hits with 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off into the bench area again. Count remains 0-2. Haley Wilkin actually is up and warming up again, just in case she's needed. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So the first strikeout of game 2 for Kramer. And brings Taylor Sturr to the plate. And that first pitch from Kramer is in for a called strike, 0-1 the count. Kramer into the wind from the circle. Here's the pitch, swung on, and this one's lifted in the air down the left field line, hooking foul over into the batting cage area. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. And Kramer looks in. Here's the 2-0-2 pitch. Up and away, ball 1, 1-2 the count. Hastings has made the most of 8 hits today for 4 runs. Dordt 4 runs on 10 hits. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And the outside is retired. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Due up for the defenders. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Steenstra, Canuck, Torringa. When we're back with our score tied 4-4. Back with more after this. Well, if you're Dordt, you're playing for 1 run here. Bottom of the 7th inning. Steenstra, Canuck, and Torringa due up. We'll see if that holds up. Here's the pitch. Up and away, ball 1, 1-0 the count. Over in Orange City, they're in the 4th inning. And Northwestern leads game 2, 7-1. They won game 1, erupting for 7 runs in the 6th inning. Top of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. It's 2-1. So Boover still on the mound for the Broncos. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2. So the 2-2 pitch on the way. And so here's the pitch on the way to Steenstra. And she takes the ball. It's full, 3-2. And here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike 3. Came back with a changeup, and Boover has been very effective with that change thus far. And just buckles the knees of the batter. Brings Canuck to the plate. So Canuck awaiting the delivery. Swung on and short hop by the second baseman. Up with it as Mudloff throws over to first in time. So Canuck is retired. 4-3 for the second out of the inning. For Boover now, she has struck out 5 batters. And Torringa, the batter. Torringa takes up high. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. And here's the pitch up high. So Torringa trying to get things going with 2 down here in the 7th. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2-1 the count. 2-1 the count. Cox waiting in the on-deck circle if Torringa can reach. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike, and we're even at 2-2. 2-2 the count. Swung on and fouled off, and the count remains 2-2. So 2-2 pitch on the way to Torringa. Torringa, sacrifice bunt and ground out. So far in game 2, swung on and that one's hit into foul territory. And the count remains 2-2. So 2-2 the count. And here's the pitch. Changeup is in for a called strike 3, and Torringa unable to pull the trigger. Strikeout number 6 for Boover, out number 3 of the inning, and we play extra innings for the second time this week for the defenders. To the top of the 8th we go. Hastings 4, Dordt 4. Back with more in a moment. Abby Kramer working into her second inning now for the Broncos. For the defenders. The Broncos will send Schneider, Skinner, and Shilkoff to the plate. And Kramer into the wind. That's in for a called strike. 0-1 the count. And here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, 0-2 the count with Schneider, the batter. Schneider, a .239 batting average. She reached and scored in the 6th inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Misses outside and high. Ball 1, 1-2 the count. Schneider at the time put the Broncos up 4-2, but then Dordt got 2 to draw even. Here's the pitch in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Left a couple of runners on base, though. That would have been too easy. And here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Skemper up with it. Throws over to first. Steenstra picks it up before it gets into the turf, and Schneider is retired. 4-3. For the first out of the inning, brings up Sam Skinner. So Skinner will bat here. Skinner, sacrifice bunt back in the 6th inning, struck out and a ground out. Fly ball, center field. Cox calls for it, makes the play. And that's out number 2 of the inning. Shilkoff will come to the plate. And Shilkoff will bat from the left side. She's the leadoff batter. She has reached 3 times here in game 2. 3 for 4. Slaps this one foul. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. In game number 1, she was 0 for 3. Facing Kramer. Abby Kramer in her 2nd inning of work here in game 2. And here's the pitch from Kramer. Swung on, and that one hits off of the dome roof. And it's still 0-2. 0-2 the count. And here's the pitch. Miss is up high. Ball 1-2 the count. So Kramer has a couple of strikeouts to her credit here in game 2. This is the 4th time some of these players are seeing Kramer now, though, here this evening. Pitch is up high. Ball 2-2. Defenders with 25 wins so far this season, 25-6. Trying for number 26 here tonight. Ground ball, Groon. Old habits die hard. Groon picks it up, throws over to first base in time for the out. Out number 3 of the inning. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Broncos have been retired. The last 7 Broncos to come to the plate have been retired. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, still tied 4-4. Back with more after this. Headed tomorrow. Are you really? Have you been? Hopefully the weather's decent. Yeah. Brooklyn Cox leading off the inning for the defenders. Takes a strike, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. To Brooklyn Cox batting with the score tied here, 4-4. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 0-2 the count. Cox trying to get things started. Down in the hole, 0-2. That one's outside. Wasting the pitch is Boover. Well, for the defenders, this is their 3rd 20-win season in a row. Last year, 21-21. Swung on, fought off foul. 2 years ago, the defenders 21-25. COVID year, season that was cut short. They were 13-8 when that season ended. Cox takes up high. Ball 3, and the count is full, 3-2. Home plate umpire asking the base umpire what the count is. He's got 2-2. Ellie Brower on the official stats has 2-2 as well. I guess it's 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Brooklyn Cox retired. 7th strikeout for Bover. Out number 1 of the inning. Brings up the top of the order in Chandler Scamper. So Scamper will step in. It's 26 wins for the defenders. Highest win total in a long time. Pitch is in for a called strike. And Scamper awaits the delivery. Here's the pitch up high. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. Defenders have had several 20-win seasons over the years. Scamper takes up high, ball 2, 2-1. So 2-1 the count. And here's the 2-1 pitch on the way to Scamper, the senior from Sheldon. That's low and away. And the count is full, 3-2. Well, the 26 wins by the defenders this year, the most since the 2002 season when they went 33-18. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. It's full, 3-2. Three and two the count with one out here in the bottom of the eighth inning, tied up 4-4. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fought off foul. And the count remains full at 3-2. So Chandler Skemper batting base with the full count. Boover looking in. That's a big pitch here. Fought off foul again. And the count remains full at 3-2. So 3-2 the count. And that one's off the hands. Third baseman giving chase, and she makes the play. Skinner makes the backhanded grab in front of the Dordt bench area. So Skemper retired on the pop out to the third baseman for the second out of the inning. Brings Carly Olson to the plate with the bases empty. So here's the pitch. Olson fights it off foul. And Carly Olson will bat here with the count 0-1. Pitch is outside, ball one, 1-1 the count. Well, prior to that 33-18 season in 2002, the defenders 33-15 and 0-1. Swung on and sharply hit, but right at the second baseman. Mudloff up with it, throws over to Mays, and Olson is retired for the third out of the inning. Dordt retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. To the top of the ninth inning we go. The defenders and Hastings Broncos tied 4-4. Back with more in a moment.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate.
How to do that just in case.
Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
I think 14 or 15. I don't think we will. Well, for the Broncos, leading things off will be Geyer. So Geyer calls, the time is called. So Geyer awaits the delivery from Kramer. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. So Geyer, .256 batting average, a base on balls, a strikeout, an error, and reached, actually bunted, and a line drive towards center field. And I believe we've got Ivy Terpstra in center field now. So I know Terpstra is now in center. I'm guessing Cox is over in right. I think Canuck is probably out of the game at this point. And Macy Mays batting and hits it sharply down the right field line, but up into the light fixtures. Strike one, 0-1 the count. So Geyer flew out to center. Kramer misses outside and low. Ball 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count. And here's the pitch up high. Ball 2. Two and 0. So 3-1 the count now. And a swing and a miss by Mays. Throw over to first for good measure. Gets the out. That's the third strikeout for Abby Kramer. Out number 2 of the inning. And that will bring number 23 for the Broncos. We've moved things around a little bit on the Broncos side of the lineup as well. This is Haverkamp. Haverkamp still she pinch hit in her last back in the 6th inning, I believe. Might have entered already in the 5th, but this is Haverkamp. 1-1 pitch on the way with 2 down. And here's the delivery from Kramer up high. Ball 2, 2-1. Well, right now we're in the top of the 9th and we're tied. We go to the 10th. And it would be international tiebreaker time where runner is placed on second base to start the inning, and that usually speeds the process along a little bit. Sometimes all that happens is more runs get scored. Here's the pitch, swung on and fought off foul, and the count remains 2-2. So 2-2 the count with 2 down, and the base is empty to Haverkamp. She pitched the first game. And strike 3 as Haverkamp caught looking. 4th strikeout for Kramer, out number 3 of the inning. And the Hastings Broncos have been retired in order. 10 straight now, dating back to the 3rd out of the 6th inning. We're still tied 4-4. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Due up for the defenders, it'll be Koster, Terpstra, Grun. 3, 4, 5 hitters for the defenders when we're back after this. Enough of this nonsense. All we needed was a base hit in the 6th inning. That's all we needed, 1 base hit. Ella Koster due up for the defenders. Ivy Terpstra, Emma Grun. Koster singled in her last at-bat. That was an infield single. 1 of 3 infield singles for the defenders back in the 6th inning. And that one's fought off foul. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. Busy week for the defenders next week. They're scheduled to go on the road for 3 doubleheaders. And the 0-1 pitch up high. Ball 1, 1-1. So Koster, the batter. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit off of the hands again. Foul. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. So Coster, 1-2. Trying to get things going, leading off the inning here. And here's the pitch, up high, ball 2, 2-2. 2-2 the count with nobody out. Bottom of the ninth inning, 4-4 our score. Here's the pitch, swung on and pretty good contact, but shoots it foul.